When it is common to associate the term subdivision to mean a large housing development with many lots, the legal definition of subdivision is any division of land into two or more lots for the purpose of a development or sale. As you will note from our agenda, the majority of our cases involve division of property into 4 lots or less. You will be given a decision of the Commission today regarding subdivision requests, and the plat representative will receive the decision in writing within 10 business days. Please note that any subdivision approval case is not complete. In order to complete the subdivision of your property, a final plat must be recorded in the Office of Judge of Probate. County staff will be coordinating with the surveyors of today's approved preliminary plats to prepare the approved plats for recording. The Planning and Zoning Commission is also charged with evaluating requests for rezoning property and advising the County Commission for their final determination. All decisions made by the Planning and Zoning Commission regarding zoning cases are advisory only, and the final determination of the zoning will be made by the Jefferson County Commission in a subsequent public hearing for which all property owners within 500 feet will be notified. Would you please silence any electronic devices, cell phones, beepers, Game Boys? Please put them on silent for us, please. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Jay Miller.
Present.
Marklin Ziegler.
Present.
Cynthia Donald.
Here.
Joseph Andrews. Joel Blankenship.
Present.
Kenneth Cush. Here. Trudy Strain.
Present.
Mike Thomas. Steve Farrell. Here. The chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. May I have a motion regarding the reading of the minutes from the April 10th, 2025 public hearing?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Before we get started, a little change in our procedure. If we have cases there's no opposition, not being contested, and there's no discussion among the plant representative or the applicant or the commission, we're going to move through those cases pretty quick. There will be no presentation. I don't think the people of Mount Olive really care if the guy's dividing his property down in McAdory. So we're going to move through those really quick. And also let you know, every case that we're hearing today has been reviewed and discussed in our pre-meeting. So we're not just rubber stamping anything. We actually looked at every case in here. So let you understand that. And once your case is heard, you may exit quietly, please. Mr. Martin, Mr. Brown, Ms. McClaskey, we're ready to start. Our first case is subdivision case S23-0067. Applicant is Sheila Stevenson. It's at the 7900 block of Dickey Springs Road in Bessemer. Is there any opposition to this case? Is the applicant here?
I'm here representing the applicant.
Does the commission have any discussion with the applicant? May I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval for S23-0067 with the exception to the subdivision regulations to allow Lot 2 to be recorded with no road frontage.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Our next case is S25-0022. This is Mr. Richard Alley is the applicant. It's in the 3165 Lindsay Loop Road in Bessemer. Is there any opposition to this case? Is the applicant here?
I'm his representative, and he's right behind me.
Okay. Are there any questions for me, the commissioners? May I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend for approval for S250022 with the exception to the subdivision regulations to allow Lot 2 to be recorded with no road frontage.
Second. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Our next case is S25-0024. The applicant is Aubrey Kemp. It's 7650 Lyles Lane in Trustful. Is there any opposition to this case? Is the applicant here? Okay. Are there any questions or concerns from the commissioners? May I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval for S250024.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks. Our next case is S25-0025. The applicant is Linda Crumpton. This is on Calvin Road, 8066 Calvin Road in Trustful Community. Is there any opposition to this case? Is the applicant here? Are there any questions or comments from the commissioners? May I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval for S250025 with the exception to the subdivision regulations to allow Lot 1 to be recorded with no road frontage.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Our next case is S25-0026. The applicant is Larry Davis. This is 9445 and 9503 Pineview Road in the corner community. Is there any opposition to this case? Is the applicant here? Okay. Any questions from the commissioners? May I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval for S250026.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Oppose? Your motion carries, sir. Our next case is S25-0027. The applicant is Catherine Herron. This is 1500 and 1512 Rainbow Lane, also in the corner community. Is there any opposition in this case? Is the applicant here? Okay. Any questions from the commissioners? May I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval for S250027.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Okay. Our next case is S25-0028. Our applicant is John McCary. This is in the Birmingham, Centerport community of Birmingham, 1413 Meadowcraft Road. Is anybody in opposition to this case? Is the applicant here? Okay. Any questions from the commissioners? May I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval for S250028 with the exception to the subdivision regulations to allow Lot 1B to be recorded with no road frontage.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? The motion carries. Our next case is S25-0029. The applicant is James Parker. This is in the area of Trustful, 6118 Advent Circle. Is there any opposition to this case? Is the applicant here? You represent Mr. Parker? Okay. Are any questions from the commissioners? May I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval for S250029.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Our next case is S25-0030. The applicant is Rebecca Woodard. This is at 5610 Easy Street in the Hueytown community. Is there any opposition to this case? Is the applicant here? Anybody represent Ms. Rebecca Woodard? Any comments from the commissioners? Okay, may I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval for S250030.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Okay, our last subdivision case, S25-0031. The applicant is Stephen Gilbert. This is at 1936 Brookside Road and 1837 Kelly Loop Road in the Mount Olive community. Is any opposition to this case? Is the applicant here? Any questions from the commissioners? May I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval for S250031.
Second.
I have a motion to second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Next, we will hear zoning cases. The staff will present the case to the board. We will then call for opposition. The applicant or their representative may be asked to come forward to the podium and answer any questions. Each side will have a maximum of 15 minutes. The Planning Commission only makes recommendations on zoning cases. The Jefferson County Commission will make the final decision. Mr. Brown, are we going to do the land use plan first?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Give me just a second, please. Okay, so, Mr. Chairman, this is case LUA 2501. The applicant is Mr. Alexander Jones, representing Sickert Hollow Road Properties LLC, and he's requesting a commercial designation at 4232 Sickert Hollow Road. The project area in total is the intersection of Cahaba Beach Road and Sickert Hollow Road. This is a companion case to case Z2512. Staff is recommending approval. Well, before I get to the staff's recommendation, the area in white presently does not have a designation on the county's future long-range land use plan, and this area should be provided with a designation. The applicant's proposing a commercial designation for both of his properties on both sides of Sickert Hollow Road. But the commission is asked to consider the entire intersection here at the intersection of Cahaba Beach Road and Sickert Hollow Road. Staff is recommending that both of Mr. Jones's property be designated commercial, but the surrounding area be designated agricultural. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. For everybody here, that was land use case LUA 2025-0001. The applicant is Alexander Jones. This is regarding the intersection of Sickert Hollow Road and Cahaba Beach Road. Is there any opposition to this? Yes, ma'am. Would you come forward to the podium, please? I need you to state your name and address for the record, please.
Jaquise Boyd, Jaquice, Boyd, Boyd, 3600 First Avenue North, Birmingham. Regarding this case, originally we were not opposed to it, except for it was contingent upon Z250012 in combination with those two. For the one on the north side, as we all know, it is currently being used by Eli Service as a commercial. So we originally thought it was just a true compliance case and getting it up to date. But with it adding in that south corner, we're definitely opposed to it. And we also have a conservation easement agreement with those properties with Mr. Jones.
Okay. Any question for the commissioner, for Ms. Boyd?
Oh, I'm sorry. Birmingham Waterworks. I am so sorry.
Okay, thank you. Is the applicant here? Could you come forward and address the concerns of Ms. Boyd, please?
Thank you. My name's Alec Jones. This is Christian McAllister. Christian and I own the north side of the road together, and they have an existing electrical subcontractor's business there that's been going on for a long time. And this initially started out as a request for the north side of the road, and to your point, on the south side of the road, I would be glad to talk to the Waterworks. We don't have any plans for that right now. And I've talked to Michael about tabling that part, withdrawing that from this request right now, and then coming back to y'all later with, and I'll loop the Waterworks in. I don't think they'll have a problem with what we're trying to do. This property is not part of the conservation easement. property all around that, I put in a covenant where nothing can ever be done on it. I bought 300 acres out to keep it from being developed. And I held these 10 acres out because it was at the intersection, and I thought there would be a better use for it. But to her point, the Waterworks has entered into an agreement to put an easement on all of their property out there. And this property, this 220 acres that surrounds this, I sold to the Waterworks. Before I sold it to them, I put a covenant on it where it could not be developed. I was trying to keep apartments and everything else off of it. And this property right here, on the south side of the road, there's really not much, if anything, going on. The reason I want to table this on the south side of the road is because I want to subdivide an acre out to build a home for my daughter and her family. And the rest of it, I've been approached by Church of the Cross, who wants to put a church out there. And whatever we do, I know I need to appease the Waterworks and need to get them on my side. This would not be one of these giant things. It would be a low-profile green thing. And that hadn't even, I think they were going to come talk to somebody, maybe you, Michael, in a couple of weeks. And that'll take its own course wherever it goes. But for the purposes of this meeting, we would like to have granted whatever we're asking for, because I don't really know what we're asking for, other than we need to build. They want to add 2,000 feet onto their existing structure because they're all crammed into one room for their office, and they need to get some elbow room. That's why we're here.
Okay, so your intention to have this tabled to the next meeting or whatever you decide, or
Just on the south side.
just on the south side?
Yes,
Okay, I
yes,
got
sir.
you. Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is that right, Michael?
Yeah.
Again, this is for consideration for land use plan, as we
Yeah.
discussed in the pre-meeting.
Right.
What we could do is look at this intersection, and again, because this is more applied to the general area as is, okay? So what we could do, if we want to consider higher intensity uses, low impact higher intensity uses, we could consider this entire intersection as one thing, and then just take the rezoning request just for the northern property.
Okay.
So, and I think that would solve all of our problems as is. And then, like I said, that in the event that the southern property were to be developed in somewhat other than what's allowed in agricultural zoning, the Waterworks Board would have a chance to comment on that, because you also be within the notification range.
So to be clear, the recommendation of the idea would be to table the land use.
No. We can move forward with the land use.
Okay.
And it would change the land use categorization of the property. However, when you go to rezone, we only rezone that northern parcel.
Okay.
Both the northern and the southern. So that way, the southern property would remain under agricultural zoning.
Sure.
And at some point, if it were to be developed, it would just come to you as a regular rezoning request.
So we're only severing the
We're only
zoning.
separating for the zone.
Okay.
Instead of the whole intersection.
Not for the land use.
Not for land use.
Yeah, okay.
Understood.
Are you understand that, Ms. Boyd?
Yes, I do. And we're fine with the commercial zoning for the north end. It was just really the south end that we were concerned about.
Okay. We understand what he's doing. Just he's withdrawing that part of it. Okay. Okay.
505 North 20th Street. Suite 1210 Financial Center. 35203.
Okay. Any questions from the commissioners regarding land use, case number 2025-0001? Any more discussion?
I have just a reminder to you guys, when you're adding the addition to this building, you will be required to bring the entire structure up to commercial
Right.
standards, which would include parking, and handicap accessibility in and out of the building. Inside the building, you need to completely renovate the floor.
Yeah, Michael has gone over there with us. And Willie.
Or is there any more? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just wanted to make sure it's understood. So with this case, we're amending the future land use map. With the next case, we're amending the zoning map.
Correct.
So, and we're considering not just this property, but the 4 properties at the intersection.
Correct.
So Okay.
For land use.
For land use. Okay. Any more discussion or comments, questions from the commission?
Would staff just restate its opinion as to the recommendation as to the land use classification again, please? For the 4 parcels, for land use, not for zoning.
So the surrounding properties, because they're covenants, it's within a conservation easement. There's also floodplain along the north and southwest portion of the property. Staff is recommending that those areas be designated agricultural. For the applicant's parcel to the north, per your discussion, that would become commercial, a commercial designation. The property to the south, with your agreement and the applicant, that one would remain agricultural until the next rezoning request, when he decides what he wants to do with that property.
That's for land use.
Michael, are we on the same page here?
I thought for land use, we were going to look at that intersection.
Yes.
And then just deal with the one zoning request, but just the north of it at this time.
Are we saying the entire intersection would become commercial?
Or would be designated for
Low impact.
or higher intensity uses, lower impact.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, if there's no further discussion, I have a motion.
I have a motion, please.
I hereby move that we amend the land use map, amending it to reflect the future planning of those discussed parcels around the intersection to be designated as intended for low-intensity neighborhood commercial use, and all other parcels be designated for agricultural use pursuant to the Waterworks easement.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Okay, y'all have a seat. We'll get to you just a second on the other one. Our next case is Z25-0011. The applicant is Joe Schifano. This is a request change of zoning I-1 light industrial for expansion of existing business to include the processing of tires. The current zoning is I-4.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Brown?
Mr. Chairman, the staff recommends approval. You've discussed the case.
Okay.
Unless you want me to go through the maps. So the county's future land use plan map, it does designate this area as industrial. Everything, if you're looking at the zoning map to the right, everything around this property is zoned industrial. In not only the unincorporated county, but also the property to the north in the city of Birmingham, it also has a zoning classification of I-2 heavy industrial. To the right is an aerial which shows you the existing building, and which is at 140 Goodrich Drive, formerly it's presently, Eco South Services. And the site plan to the left is the existing site plan. The site plan to the right is what's being proposed. So you have a storage area, you have the tire pulverizing facility, and you have additional parking area here, which is to the north of the existing metal frame building. This is an overall view of the site plan. So here is the tire pulverizing plant. You've got parking to the east of it, storage area for raw materials, parking area to the south, and then a stormwater pond to the west of the existing building, which is here highlighted. Is in gray. You can't see it, but this is where the existing building is. Staff recommends approval, and that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay. This property is located at 140 Goodrich Drive in the Tarrant community. Is there any opposition to this case? Mr. Schifano, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay. Would you like to add anything to the presentation?
No, I think staff covered it very well. Unless anyone has any questions, I am here, and so is a representative of the company that is operating on this.
Okay. Are there any? Go ahead, Mr. Brown.
I just wanted to ask, on your behalf, potential nuisances, will there be any impact with regard to noise and or smell? Okay. You could have the applicant answer that question.
Okay, Mr. Schifano, could you come on up, please? So your name and address, please, sir.
Sure. I'm Joe Schifano, 120 Bishop Circle in Pelham, Alabama, representing Engineering Design Group. And the whole reason that this company is requesting the change in this zoning is that their current facility is processing raw extra goods from carpets and other type materials into fuel products that are used in other processes. And currently, ADEM is changing their rules on the disposal of tires. They're no longer going to be allowed to be placed into landfills, and that's going to create a need for further processing since there's no longer a way to dispose of them. This company is going to incorporate that process of pulverizing the tires. They're not going to be changing them chemically, creating any type of nuisance odors or smells. They are simply going to be taking these tires and pulverizing them and adding them into the mixtures for fuels that they're already creating. So at a 30,000-foot level, that's their process and what they're doing. And ADEM has a whole book, and I forget how many pages it is, maybe 75 or 80 pages of rules that they're going to have to follow in addition to the rules that are going to be in place for the I-1 zoning. So there's a lot of standards that they will be following and compliant with this change.
Okay, so Mr. Brown talked about was the noise pollution in that area. Could you enlighten us on that?
I'd actually like to defer to the folks that actually are doing the work. They're going to be a lot more knowledgeable.
Okay, yes, sir. Could you state your name and address, please, sir?
Chris Coleman, 158 Cedar Creek Circle, Central, South Carolina, 29630.
You have data or information regarding the noise pollution that would cause from this process?
We could get the specifications for the shredder that we would be looking to put in and be able to give information on that. We would also be able to do data collection from some of our other facilities that have these shredders installed.
Do you have any idea what the decibel level is on this process?
100 decibels or less.
Okay.
How many facilities do you have doing this kind of work, I guess, let's say specifically?
I believe 5 or more.
How many of them have received complaints from municipalities or lawsuits involving nuisance for smell or sound?
None that I am aware of.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Are there any more questions from the commission for Mr. Cummings and Ms. Schifano? Mr. Schifano? No more questions. Could I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for approval on case number Z250011.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. All right, let's go back to Seeker Hollow area. This is case number Z250012. Applicant is Alexander Jones. It's 4232 Seeker Hollow Road, Birmingham. Mr. Jones, could you come on back up here, please, sir? Let Mr. Brown present his case, and we have some more questions for you.
So, okay, Mr. Chairman, as you mentioned, this is case Z2512. The applicant requesting rezoning from agriculture to commercial at 4232 Cigarette Hollow Road to allow the expansion of an existing electrical subcontractor's office. The county's future land use plan currently does not have a land use designation for this property or the surrounding property. The zoning map, however, to the right, everything at this intersection is presently zoned agricultural. If you're looking at the aerial map to the right, everything around this property is vacant and undeveloped. This is an aerial view of the site. So this is the existing Eli Services. The expansion of this residential structure to the left or west is what's being proposed. This is the applicant's site plan, which also shows you the proposed addition to the existing residential structure. And staff is recommending these items for your consideration or approval subject to the following. Low-intensity neighborhood commercial uses are strongly encouraged at the intersection of Cahaba Beach and Sickert Harlow Roads. Residential character of the applicant's existing business should remain intact. There was additional language, somehow I didn't make it in here. Unless the applicant is going to do a full-scale rehaul of the structure, in which case this building would have to meet commercial standard building code requirements. Parking areas, which I believe this standard is already met by the applicant. Parking areas and drives should be constructed with a permeable surface. Properties within the northeast quadrant of the intersections within a designated floodplain with active 5 to 15-foot streams and should remain agricultural, but I believe it's just on the outside of the intersection. So That's, again, these are just items for you to consider in your rezoning, for the rezoning of this property. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Staff is recommending approval with these considerations. Thank you.
Let me make clarification. This is just for the northern parcel, is that correct? Do you know the parcel number? I have two of them down here. We'll make sure we get it on recording.
We can take care of that.
You okay.
We can take care of that, yes.
Okay. Any questions from any of the commissioners for the applicant? Okay, no questions. Can I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for approval on case number Z250012, with subject to the following. First, that we remove the southern portion. This is exclusively for the northern portion. Also, that it is low-intensity neighborhood commercial uses are strongly encouraged at the intersection of Cahaba Beach and Sacred Hollow Roads with minimum land disturbances. 2, limits use to the contractor's office and neighborhood commercial uses. 3, maintain residential character of existing structure or complete commercial overhaul of the structure will be required for compliance. 4, parking areas and drives should be constructed with a permeable surface. And 5, property within the northeast quadrant intersection is within a designated floodplain with active 5 to 15 feet streams that should remain agricultural.
All right, before I call for a motion, Michael, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. You didn't open the public hearing on that request. Is it separate? We just need to do that.
Okay. I'll amend everything to open the public hearing on this. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, thank you. Have a motion?
Out there, y'all. Second.
You'll need to call for like opposition or support.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Is there any opposition in this case? I'm sorry. Any opposition?
South end is not included.
You're good?
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Ms. Moore.
The southern end is not included.
Okay. Any more questions or comments from the commissioners? Okay, I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. This concludes the meeting. Jefferson County Commission. I'm sorry.
Trying to go, Jay.
Just one more.
I'm sorry. I missed it.
Just one more.
Ms. McCleskey, can you present Z25-0013? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. This property is located in the Pinson area of unincorporated Jefferson County. The address is 8810 North Mountain Street. The applicant, Ruben Ortiz, is requesting to remove split zoning of R6 single family and A1 agriculture and rezone the entire parcel to agriculture for the addition of a mobile home. The property is approximately 5.35 acres. It abuts the R6 zone district to the north and the west, and the A1 zone district to the east and the south. Currently on the property is an existing mobile home that's occupied by the applicant. The applicant is requesting a second mobile home for the mother-in-law, and it will be, and its proposed location will be south of this property. The A1 and the R6 zone district both allow for mobile homes. The difference is the A1 allows more than one mobile home on the property, where the R6 only allows one. While visiting this area, I did observe several mobile homes in the area. The existing land use is low-density residential and vacant undeveloped. This is a site plan that was submitted by the applicant. The future land use is single-family and agriculture. The proposed use of agriculture is compatible with the future land use plan, and the proposed use of its mobile home is consistent with the area. Staff recommends approval. That's all I have.
Is there any opposition to this place? This property is located 8810 North Mountain Street in the Pinson community. Any opposition? Is the applicant here? Okay. Are there any questions for the applicant from the commission? No questions. With that, I call for a motion, please.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for approval on case Z250013.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. This now concludes the meeting. Jefferson County Planning and Zoning Commission, May 8th, 2025. Thank you very much.
35-minute speed run is nice. Just applause. Well done, sir.
They'd be on a run, man.
Well done.
Who says play?